Welcome back, everyone. Next up, we have BMCS Sumcoin Index Fund, Inc. DBA BioTech Medics, Inc. It trades on the OTC Pink sheets under the symbol BMCS and is a cryptographic blockchain using scrypt proof of work algorithm, which tracks all coins in real time. And its price is an aggregate or sum of all top 100 coins, most valuable coins by market capitalization. Please welcome its CEO, Tony Miller. Welcome, Tony.
Good morning. Thank you so much. Thank you for having us.
All right, we look forward to hearing your presentation.
Okay, great. Let me move to my slides. So let's see, maybe I'll make this a little larger, I guess. There we go. Did it work? Okay. So our company is BMCS Sumcoin Index Fund. We are a publicly traded firm, traded on the over-the-counter market, OTC. Our name is BioTech Medics, being changed right now by FINRA. Will be, God willing, be changed in the next couple of days or so. We've been doing this for a long period of time, but we're obviously very close to getting the final name change. And then, but nevertheless, we have moved forward in our business model, and we're doing everything required to get to a very big launch of our venture. So our BMCS Sumcoin Index Fund is our name. We are a publicly traded firm, as I just said, and we're Delaware statutory trust, much like the Grayscale, Bitcoin, Bitwise, and Osprey. We're doing a stock offering that was targeted to accredited investors that are familiar with this whole process and familiar with the whole digital asset marketplace. We're focusing on folks that have already probably invested in those other companies I just mentioned, because they know the process. They know that investing in these digital asset companies, they appreciate substantially. This is a stock-focused company, not a cryptographic or a Sumcoin focused firm. We are about improving and increasing shareholder value, and giving the shareholders a profitable environment in order for them to invest in our company. But at the same token, there are still beneficiaries to what we're doing. Obviously, the investor who invests in our company, they get value for what we do as part of our business model. Obviously, the Sumcoin holders, people who own Sumcoin around the world, they get benefit as well. And then also the whole Sumcoin community, they all get benefit because we create more utility for this digital asset. And it's a win-win for everybody. As we move forward and doing our business plan. Let's keep moving. Oh, this is just excerpts from our website. Our website is BMCSSumcoin.com. You can go there and you find information about our company, about our stock offering, you can get subscription agreements as well. It gives you the whole kind of somewhat the story of who we are and what we hope to accomplish, and how investors can benefit from our opportunity. We think is phenomenal, and we hope you, as you go and navigate our site, you'll get the same gist of our plan. So let me move this down a little bit because it's kind of moved up a little bit. Okay, so what is a Sumcoin? And she's mentioned it. I mentioned it as well. Sumcoin is the world's first cryptographic index, which uses a proof of work algorithm to unlock the coins. I mean that it's mineable, just like Bitcoin is. The index is a sum coin, or the sum, the symbol sigma, as you see in the backdrop, is a sum of coins that it tracks all of the coins in the near time, over 600 data points. And the sum coin is continuously going out there and aggregating, and it finds what are the top current 100 coins in the global market cap. And that sum price is generated using an algorithm on the market fluctuations of the top 100 coins. But here's the thing, that as the market goes up and down, there's big drops sometime in cryptographics, these cryptographic coins, but we don't move as up and down as much because is a sum of all of the coins that maybe great Bitcoin went down, but Ethereum went up, or another one went down and went up. So we don't have the big drops because we're an index, like other coins that are determined and more driven by supply and demand. Sumcoin is for those who want to gain the maximum exposure in this whole cryptographic space, but only want to hold one coin for simplicity. And that's the advantage because we are the sum of the top 100 coins, and that reduces your risk, no doubt. Okay. So we are doing a public offering in our company, and this is how the company is going to make its money and how we will add benefit to the shareholders. We are using a Reg D 506C stock offering, and it's a substantial offering. It's part of the Reg D 506 is a relic, I guess you would say, from the Obama era crowdfunding. It provides us with an atmosphere where we can raise an unlimited amount of money from an unlimited amount of accredited investors for an unlimited amount of time. But the biggest part about that is we can advertise. And that's the kicker. We have project launches happening this month, and we will advertise and bring awareness, which obviously brings stock share value. It helps bring this awareness, and it helps us to raise money. And that's the whole purpose of what we're doing here. And it provides us a great environment for our company and for the shareholders, because we're able to reach out to the public marketplace and find investors. And those investors will obviously benefit from all the great work we do. So the entities that are involved in this venture are our public company. We have a electric wallet, or we call it a vault, whatever you want to call it. We have a guardian, which is a consignment firm. It's called Ubiquitous Digital Assets. We have a trustee that at the end of the day that they manage all the transactions. We have the parent company is Ubiquitous Index Management. So let's talk about how these people and what their function is, and then we'll move on through this slideshow. Just give you an understanding of who we are and what we hope to accomplish here as we, give you some insights to our plan. So this parent company that I shared with you just a second ago, it owns the public company. It owns that Guardian, which is a consignment firm, and it owns our independent press. I mean, if you look at the independent press, just like Grayscale owns CoinDesk, they are independent press that they give the whole. They're a source where everybody who in the digital asset marketplace can find news. So we have our own. It's called Blockwatch. I'll share with you towards the end of this thing. Blockwatch is our independent press, and so gives us the ability to proliferate our message to the financial markets of who we are and what we're trying to accomplish. The Guardian I mentioned before is a consignment firm that takes some coin from holders around the world, and this is a very widely held coin. Sumcoin is from people around the world. They've mined this coin, and the Guardian takes those coins from those holders and on consignment vets all those folks and make sure that we have all the information, and then they give us the ability to transfer those coins into cash. The coin holders are those, like I mentioned, around the world holders. The independent press is our Blockwatch I mentioned. The public company, we're doing a 506C. Our stock offering is $25,000 minimum. So that's what we're doing it. Obviously, we hope you put in more. The investor in the public company are the people who are familiar with investing in this environment. They know they know how it works. They know the financial benefits from it. Our IR and media department, we have built inside of this business model a robust media department that will have 3 podcasts running, again, driving our message and driving the story of BMCS Sumcoin Index Fund to the marketplace to give investors an understanding of what we're doing. Now, crypto is kind of difficult. It's kind of different. And trying to understand it, it's a different animal for sure. And obviously, the wallet that's the wallet that houses our digital assets. They're in that wallet in perpetuity. The bank is the holder. The bank is a bank that those holders who own Sumcoin We capture the information, and at the end of the day, we wire the funds into your account. That's the ecosystem of this process. At the end of the day, 3 professionals, they monitor all of the transactions we did in the day. It's a brokerage person, a legal, and a CPA, and they make sure that everything we did was right and proper. And we take this very seriously, because it is an environment that's very watched by the Securities and Exchange and FINRA and all. So our goal is to make sure we do every transaction as proper as possible. So this is a flow chart that just kind of gives you the flow of everybody, all the participants here in this in our ecosystem. There's an investor who invests in a public company. We issue them stock from the transfer agent. That's a TA up near the top. There's a 506c offering. Like I said, we have a IR media that gives that message I sent. And then on the other side, the Guardian, they take some coin from holders around the world. We capture all their information. And we, in the center of this is obviously our IR and media just proliferating our message. The wallet, at the end of the day, the transactions are all occur. The trustee process the transaction from the Reg D 506c, from the transfer of the Sumcoin. They move it into they journal it into our wallet, and then they wire the funds to the Sumcoin holders around the world. That's the ecosystem of our venture, but it is a stock forward venture. It's about investors making money because of all of the events that we do as we execute our business plan. Next. So this we raise money by this whole process, and what happens is, as a result of that, it increases our net asset value. That's that NAV value. Every day at 5 o'clock, we reset the value, which resets the stock offering for the next day. Let's talk about this NAV real quick, and let's move on to the next 2 slides. I don't have that much, but I just want you to get an understanding of who we are and what we hope to accomplish with our stock offering and our whole business venture as well. So the net asset value, every day at 5 o'clock Eastern time, we go in and we reset the value and the price of the stock. The same way that Grayscale, Bitwise, and Osprey does the same thing every day. Those companies that are already in this marketplace, that it's this NAV is calculated by taking the company's the value of the assets we have in our wallet, or in our wallet, and that fluctuates anywhere between 70 to $75 million. We figure it all out. We calculate it minus the debts and liabilities on the balance sheet, and that gives us a valuation. Again, that's somewhere that fluctuates between 70 to $75 million. And at the end of the day, it's calculated, and we have a price. Like yesterday, I think the price was somewhere around 35 cents. Every day we read, that's the true value of who we are. Let's move on to the next slide, okay? So like I mentioned about this, we did this whole thing, a press release we put out December, in the latter part of December, and who we are, trying to give the people an understanding of what we've appreciated in value. In the first quarter, I think that if you looked at our balance sheet, it said we had like 40,000 on the balance sheet. Now we're over 75 million in assets from the balance sheet. And if you do that calculation, as I said, every day, that day we're at 38 cents. Ultimately, you know, we're today somewhere around 9, 10, 11 cents. I don't know. I haven't looked at the valuation. They fluctuate as all capital markets do. But they're ultimately our current share structure will be more in line with the PE ratio. Right now, we think we're way undervalued. That's our own opinion. I can't tell you if we're true or not. But again, at those values, the true value should be somewhere around 38 or so at this moment. Every day, as people invest in our stock offering, that valuation increases and increases, as well as our assets increases. And as all those things work properly, that's how a public company makes money. And that's because we appreciate in value. That's stock trading 101. That's public company 101. You put in more, everybody enjoys the benefit of what the company does as a firm, and then everybody benefits along the journey. So again, I'm sharing about how we continue to add these assets. I want to mention about another company that I represent as well, that I'm the president and CEO as well. Let's talk about that as well. So these assets under management, I pause here for a second before I mention what I just said. We get our digital assets from holders around the world. So right now, I've spoken to people from everywhere, from Africa, from Russia, from South America, all over the U.S., people who've mined this coin, have been holding it for a very long time. So the Guardian, our Guardian, we call it the Guardian. It's the consignment firm built within our business model. They go in and they take on consignment these digital assets. They make sure we have captured all their information for security reasons, for tax reasons, and all. And at the end of the day, they give the public company how much we have assets under management, how much we can sell, whether it's 10 million, 20 million, 30 million, 100 million, billion. We want as much that we know that's been very much vetted, and we know that we have all of their information. So at the end of the day, that is an information we need to capture. That, but again, it's what we've acquired from the Sumcoin holders from around the world. Let's move on to the next slide. Okay. So as I mentioned, I am the president and CEO of another public firm, and that firm is called U.S. Energy Initiatives. And in December of this year, the last year as well, I did note that this firm actually did give us 10 million of their Sumcoin. And their fluctuates between 40 to 60 million that they have assets on their books. But they gave us 10 million that now are in our assets under management. We have substantial assets under management. We've not really reported them yet, but there's a substantial amount. Now, how this works is that the investors who invest in our stock offering, we take the coin that was acquired from them, and then we sell it. We sell it to the public company through the stock offering, and then just like this company, U.S. Energy Initiatives, stock symbol USEI, they will get that $10 million fair value. We're not trying to give discounted value to the Sumcoin. The plan is that we're creating more utility for this digital asset. We're creating more value for the shareholders of the public company. So this company will get that $10 million over time as we take in investors in our public offering. And then for them, they're moving into the metaverse space. It gives them the capitalization for them to execute the plan that they have in mind. Again, it's not just businesses that have this Sumcoin. Sumcoin is held by all kinds of folks who've mined it over years. Some people have acquired it through transactions, peer-to-peer transactions, but this is just one company that I'm involved with both. So that's why I reference it, to let people know that this is a real serious plan that really will give investors on both sides of these companies value, as well as it gives value to the individual coin holders around the world. So Blockwatch in our newsroom, our digital newsroom every day. Again, it's about us. We have to proliferate the message of who we are to the public. That's how stock works. I've been doing stock now for 30 years, done 16 startup companies. I've raised a lot of money over the life cycle of my business, of my history. And again, that the most important thing is that we have to tell people who we are. I shared in another video before, it's like a bear took a crap in the woods. Nobody heard it, smelled it, stepped in it, or whatever. We need the world to know who we are. So our Blockwatch, our newsroom, every day, we want to be a source where everybody can come and find anything about what's going on in the digital asset marketplace, that they're calling balls and strikes. They're not trying to sway people towards us. But again, if we're putting out news, they are still a source for us to proliferate our message to the capital markets, to investors, and to potential investors as well. Again, like I said, we still have podcasts. We're going to run 3 podcasts, and we have a full launch coming. Again, that's coming this month. That'll start this whole process moving forward. We've been doing this for a little over a year, and now we're ready to launch this, what we think is an incredible and amazing project, amazing venture for us. On review, that a public company, we have a trust within us, Delaware statutory trust, much like the other firms that are in the same marketplace. And we established a stock offering where we're selling our stock for cash, and that cash is used to buy Sumcoin from the consignment company to increase the company's asset, to increase that stock value, and then that guardian will purchase a Sumcoin from the consignment holders around the world, and that cash that we receive from our stock offering pays them. So we create a liquidation mechanism for those holders. And again, the whole process is seamlessly how it works together. It fits like a glove. All of the process that we do. That guardian deposits the cash into the worldwide digital holders asset bank account. And then the trustee, at the end of the day, they make sure that everything that we did along the journey of our business model every day, that they make sure we did everything right and proper. That is the flow of our business model. Last slide. So I hope that gives you like an kind of a understanding of who we are as a firm, and I look forward to any questions you may have with us. That kind of ends where we my slideshow. Let's move on to it. Okay.
Yeah, Tony, we got some questions for you.
Go ahead.
Okay, so Tom Nixon's, what are your metaverse plans for USEI?
This is a BMCS. This is a BMCS broadcast, and again, I'll take the question, but that's a USEI question. But obviously the USEI plans are obviously we intend to acquire property. We've been sourcing that lately, and for the firm, we also are sourcing the ability to create our own environment. We're sourcing a way to create gaming. We're actively working on these processes. Metaverse is not today. It's years, but you have to get in the game early. It's like I mentioned to folks before that we got into Sumcoin, and a lot of people thought we were crazy. We're getting the metaverse where they may think the same, but it is a down the road kind of a thing. But right now, I can assure you that we're actively working to acquire some land in the space, and actively working to create our own environment where we believe that Sumcoin could be a currency used. Just like, for example, you have SimCity. You're buying, and you have to buy things in order to navigate that whole gaming environment. It'd be great if we could integrate that into it. So we have lofty ideas and goals, but ultimately we'll get there.
Thank you for that. Hugh Turner wants to know, is BMCS the creator of Sumcoin?
No, and it's just like Grayscale, Bitcoin, and Osprey are not creators of Bitcoin as well, but it is we are utilizing, and we're creating utility for this digital asset, and ultimately whether it's adding additional value to storing up the coin, or creating more utility with NFTs, or any of the business models that we have, making liquidity for those shareholders or those coin holders. That's what we're doing. We're not the creator, and again, any of these digital asset are these coins, they all are owned by community and not necessarily by individual holders.
Follow-up question about the Sumcoin from Oswald Campbell. How many Sumcoins are mined daily, and what is the hash rate for the Sumcoin?
Here's the thing. Again, they're making assumptions that I have my finger on the pulse of Sumcoin every day. I just know that the Sumcoin, I believe it's got a 70 or $100 billion market cap. I believe it transfers somewhere around $20 to $40 million a day on the blockchain. Other than that, I'm not really that keen on all of the technical parts of Sumcoin, because I said our project is a stock focused plan and not a coin focused plan.
Okay. So within the BMCS platform, is there any proprietary technology or proprietary algorithms?
Not in the company. It's just we have a robust business plan. We were mentored by some great companies that allow us to have, we think, a robust business plan. Our business plan is pretty cool, but the plan has obviously been tested. The companies have raised billions of dollars with the same model. The only difference, we're using Sumcoin. So, but not to have anything proprietary other than the business model proprietary. There's only 3 or 4 companies that are currently using this business model.
Okay, last question from Maureen L. What is the revenue model and how many different verticals are there?
So revenue model. So, I mean, we have big, lofty projections that we want to raise. Obviously hundreds of millions of dollars, billions of dollars, because other companies in the same marketplace have done that. I don't see why it would stop working because we're doing it. So we have our revenue model is obviously, hundreds of millions of dollars. We're hoping this year, if not more. And what's the other part of the question you said? Verticals. So verticals. So the verticals are obviously that we create, more utility for this currency. And not only that, the vertical model for our business is just like Grayscale. Grayscale has 10 of these companies like this. Our ubiquitous parent, we want to have more. We're looking for the next coin. We're doing some coin here. The next one will be another coin or another coin. We hope in this year that we'll have, 2 or 3 of these companies doing the same thing, just trying to bring awareness and bringing utility to other coins in the digital asset ecosystem. We believe we have a great model. We know because it's been proven and tested. The other firms that are in this market space are doing phenomenal things. We don't think that it's going to stop because we're doing it.
Great. Last question, also some positive feedback. It's from Giuseppe Leontonio. He says, I really enjoy the concept and see your passion for achieving success for everyone involved. I also see the value in Sumcoin and that it will not fluctuate as much as other cryptocurrencies while also holding some of all of the cryptocurrencies in the top 100. Now, the stock offering that you are doing, is that with restricted shares? And will that hurt current shareholders? And how much are you trying to raise?
Okay, so I'll go to the final question. Final ones. I want to raise as much as humanly possible. That's number one. So you're exactly right. They're mentioned about it doesn't fluctuate, which is a benefit to us, no doubt. And what was the middle question? I'm sorry. My brain was going to the last one first. I'm sorry.
The stock offering that you're doing, is that with restricted shares?
Restricted, yes. So the business model and the Reg D 506C, and this is the beautiful part why we don't go through these advanced SEC reviews and all this stuff, because we're issuing 144 shares. Now, one of the things that we're doing as a firm, we're trying to move to the next tier, which is QB, which that could happen in the next week or two. That moves us to a next tier where the whole period for the 144 shares, which are restricted shares, will only be a shorter, like 6 months. So the whole period is 6 months to 1 year. Now, it doesn't create, it does not flood the existing shareholder base, the same shareholder base we've had since 2012. The issued and outstanding shares of 202,356,157, the amount of shares that are issued right now, the same shareholder base has been. The float is exactly the same float it's been since 2012. So the investors who invest into this company right now, they will get restricted shares held for 6 months, up to a year, but we're shooting for 6 months. We'll move to the next tier after we get above $1 to QX and give us more liquidity, more it make us look more robust to the public firm. But we are not creating an environment where we were harming investors who are already in. Now, the significant part of us having a small shareholder base of only 38 in the float, we actually control a large part of the total issue and outstanding. So we believe that because of all those factors and all the things he just mentioned, that our share value should have not any downward pressure on it, because there's no more paper running into those who have already held this coin for a long time.
Okay. Well, thank you. We do have more questions for you, but we're out of time, so we'll send them to you so you can answer on your own time. But great presentation, and thank you so much for joining us on our conference today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Have a great day, everybody. And invest in BMCS Sumcoin Index Fund. We're a great company.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, everyone, stay with us. We're going to transition to the next company. We'll be right back.